Here's a lesson in life to never forget by Academy of Learning. Do I use never forget by Academy of Learning? Do I use who or do I use whom? That's a question that confuses a lot of people. It's actually quite easy. I'm going to give you a grammar explanation that people might not really like, and then I'm going to give you a quick tip to help you remember if you use who or if you use whom, and I think that you will like that. So, who or whom? Let's start with, are they interchangeable? So does it matter really which one I use? No, they are not interchangeable, and it absolutely matters which one you use. Who and whom are pronouns. A pronoun takes the place of a noun. Think of it like a pinch hitter who's being brought in to help out. So it's a professional taking the place of a noun, a pronoun. For example, in the sentence, Bobby plays with the ball, we can replace Bobby, the noun, with the pronoun he. And we can replace the ball, the noun, with the pronoun it. He plays with it. So who and whom? What's the difference between them if they both take the place of a noun? Well, the difference is that who is a subject pronoun and whom is an object pronoun. That probably didn't help at all. So, a subject pronoun versus an object pronoun. Think of the subject as the one who is performing the action, and the object is the one who is receiving the action. So, the subject is doing the throwing, and the object is receiving the action. Subject pronoun, performer of the action. He saw the Weaver family. She came with Susan. So the person doing the seeing and the visiting and the enjoying, those are the subject pronouns. We enjoyed the film. The object pronoun is the receiver of the action in a sentence. James saw them, Wendy came with her, and we enjoyed it. So a subject pronoun would be I, you, he, she, it, we, they, and who. So who is a subject pronoun? It's the one who is performing the action. The object pronouns are the ones receiving the action. So in the sentence regarding throwing the ball, I threw the ball, you threw the ball, she threw the ball, it threw the ball, we threw the ball, they threw the ball, who threw the ball? Those are all subject pronouns. The object pronouns, me, you, him, her, it, us, them, and whom, are the ones who are receiving the action. So, for example, in the sentence, Jim threw the ball to me, to him, to us, to them, and to whom. So the object pronouns are receiving the action. So that's the difference between a subject pronoun and an object pronoun. That's the grammar explanation, that who is a subject pronoun and whom is an object pronoun, which you might not like that. So let's get on to the quick tips that are going to help you remember when I use who and when I use whom. So one of the quick tips is, in the category of subject pronouns, you'll see that he is a subject pronoun and who is a subject pronoun. So in any case where you can use who, switch it with he and see how the sentence works. By the same token, him and whom are in the same list. So anywhere that you would use whom, try switch it with him and see if it works. Let's try that. So who equals he and whom equals him. So Who picked up the bread? So let's try. Is it who picked up the bread or whom picked up the bread? Well, let's replace it with he picked up the bread or him picked up the bread. We know that we would say he picked up the bread. And if he equals who, the correct word to use would be who. Who picked up the bread? Who equals he. Next example, Joe buys bread from whom? Or Joe buys bread from who? Which one is it? Well, let's try to switch it out again. Joe buys bread from he. Joe buys bread from him. Well, we know it's Joe buys bread from him. So it's Joe buys bread from whom, because him is replacing whom. So who equals he, whom equals him. Another quick tip that will help you is just answer the question. Who picked up the bread or whom picked up the bread? If you're not sure, answer the question. He did. And we know that he is who. So the right answer is who picked up the bread? Let's try that again, answering the question. Who do you love? Whom do you love? Answer the question. I love him. If it's him, it's whom. So the right way to say the sentence is, whom do you love? Another tip is to always use an object pronoun after a preposition. Prepositions are little words in the sentence like to, around, between, and for. Object pronouns are always used after prepositions. To me, around him, without her, between us, and whom, for whom. So any of those preposition words, if you see a preposition, use whom after it. To whom, without whom, from whom, for whom. So let's try a little recap of those tips. The first recap, replace with he or him. Mark is the one who was hired, or Mark is the one whom was hired. Well, who was hired? Replace the he or him, and we know it's he was hired. Therefore, the correct sentence is, Mark is the one who was hired. Let's try it again. Answer the question. Who got the job? Whom got the job? Answer the question. He did. Therefore, it would be who got the job. And finally, let's try looking for the preposition in the sentence. You got it from who? You got it from whom? Look for that preposition from, and we know that an object pronoun always comes after a preposition. So the correct way to say the sentence is, you got it from whom?
সো আজকের মতো এই পর্যন্ত। পরবর্তী ভিডিওতে আমি প্রোনাউন নিয়ে ডিটেলস বর্ণনা করব এবং খুব শীঘ্রই আমি ভিডিওটি আপলোড করে দিব এবং সবগুলো ভিডিওর লিংক আমার ডেসক্রিপশন বক্সে দেওয়া থাকবে। আই বাটনে আমি দিব, এই আই বাটনে ক্লিক করে আপনারা দেখে নিতে পারেন। ভিডিওগুলো আপলোড করার সাথে সাথে নোটিফিকেশন পেতে হলে অবশ্যই চ্যানেলটি সাবস্ক্রাইব করে পাশে থেকে বেল আইকনটি অন করে রাখবেন এবং অবশ্যই চ্যানেলটিতে একটি লাইক দিবেন এবং বন্ধুদের সাথে এই ভিডিওটি শেয়ার করবেন এবং ভিডিওর শেষে পরবর্তী ভিডিওগুলোর লিংক দেওয়া থাকবে, সেখানে ক্লিক করে ভিডিওগুলো দেখে নেবেন।